Picture this. Imagine you spend weeks designing the perfect billboard. Great headline, clean design. It looks incredible. Then you place it in the middle of a desert. No cars, no people driving by. When that billboard fails, it's not because the design was bad. It fails because nobody ever saw it. And that's exactly what most beginners do with Shopify SEO. They spend hours tweaking product titles, rewriting descriptions, adding keywords, doing all the right SEO things, but they're optimizing pages that nobody's actually searching for. So when nothing happens, they assume that SEO doesn't work. But the real problem isn't with Shopify. It's not even with Google. It's optimizing pages that never had demand in the first place. SEO only works when people are seeing your billboard, so to speak. That is why every single successful SEO strategy, especially for e-commerce, starts with one thing: making sure you're optimizing for searches that actually exist. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things. First, how to figure out what people are actually searching for so you're not optimizing for pages nobody's seeing. Second, how to decide which SEO product pages are worth your time so SEO actually turns into revenue. And third, how to optimize product pages and make sure Google actually sees the changes. Before you touch a product title, before you rewrite a description, you need to answer one simple question: what are people actually typing into Google? Because once you get that right, everything else gets easier. So let's start there. Step 1, keyword research. Start with demand. Now, this is where beginners usually want to skip ahead. They want the checklist. They want the Shopify settings. They want to know where to put the keywords. But if you miss this step, none of that matters. Keyword research is just a fancy way of saying this. You're verifying that real people are actually looking for what you're trying to sell. Not what you think they should search for, and not what your internal product names already are, but what people are actually typing into Google. And this is important because SEO doesn't create demand, it captures existing demand. So if no one's searching for it, there's nothing to capture. Now, a quick mindset shift here helps a lot. Beginners tend to chase short, generic 2-word keywords, 3-word keywords, the stuff that sounds big because you see a lot of associated search volume. But that's usually the worst place to start. Short keywords are hyper competitive, and they usually don't tell you what the person actually wants. Instead, you want long tail keywords, longer searches, more specific phrases, because the more specific the search, the clearer the intent. Somebody searching for wireless earbuds might be researching, but someone searching for Bluetooth earbuds for running with ear hooks knows exactly what they want. And those searches actually convert, especially for Shopify stores that don't have massive brand authority yet. Here's a simple shortcut you can use. When you Google a keyword, look up what shows up. So if you see shopping ads and product pages, that is commercial intent. That's a keyword worth paying attention to for product SEO. If Google is showing blog posts and guides, that keyword probably belongs somewhere else. This step alone filters out most bad SEO ideas. So once you've validated demand and intent, the next question becomes, where does the keyword actually belong on your site? Putting the right keyword on the wrong page is another way to waste your time. And that's where keyword mapping comes in. Step 2, keyword mapping, putting the right keyword on the right page. Once you have keywords with real demand, the next mistake is surprisingly common. People try to make every page rank for everything. Same keyword on product pages, on collection pages, it's sprinkled across their blogs, and that just confuses Google. Keyword mapping is the fix to that problem. All keyword mapping means is you decide intentionally which page is the best match for each keyword. One primary keyword, one primary page. That's it. Broad keywords usually belong on broader pages like category pages or collection pages inside of Shopify. More specific product-focused keywords belong on product pages. For example, we had an SEO client in the outdoor lighting niche. The keyword landscape lighting made sense on a category or collection page that shows multiple options, and that's what we optimize for. But if someone was searching for 12V or 12 volt brass path light, they're clearly looking for a specific product. That keyword should live on the product page itself, and that's what we did. This matters for two reasons. First, it prevents keyword cannibalization. When multiple pages on your site compete for the same keyword and none of them end up ranking well. And second, it helps Google understand your site. When your pages are clearly mapped, Google can see what each page is about. Which page is the best answer for your search? How your pages relate to each other. And here's a subtle benefit most people miss. Keyword mapping forces clarity. If you can't confidently answer which pages should rank for a keyword, that's usually a sign your site structure needs some work. So once you've mapped keywords to pages, you still don't optimize everything at once, because not all pages are worth the same amount of effort. So the next step is deciding which product pages are actually worth your time. And this is where most of the ROI comes from. Step number 3, prioritize product pages that already make money. This is where SEO actually turns into a revenue lever. It's also where beginners waste the most time. Most people look at their store and think, I should optimize everything, every product, every page. That sounds productive, but SEO time is expensive. Early on, you want your effort compounding, not scattered. And here's the simple rule. If a product already sells, SEO makes it sell more. If a product doesn't sell, SEO usually amplifies the problem. So the highest ROI move is to start with product pages that actually are generating revenue, especially the best sellers, the high margin products that convert well from paid ads. Why? Because those pages already do the hard part. They sell, they convert. That means if you add organic traffic on top of that, you're not guessing whether it's going to work. You're just lowering your acquisition cost and increasing the traffic volume. And that is exactly what we've seen over and over again. Stores that start by optimizing their top revenue pages see results faster than stores that try to SEO everything. And a simple way to do this is pull a list of your top selling products and look at those products which have real search demand. That overlap is where you start. Once you know which product pages are worth your effort, the next question becomes, what do you actually change on the page to improve your rankings? Because not all SEO tweaks matter. So let's talk about what actually moves the needle on a Shopify product page. Step number 4, product page SEO, what actually works. Now, this is the part most people are familiar with in e-commerce SEO. Titles, descriptions, images, and links. The mistake is treating all of it like it's equally important, and it's not. So instead of dumping a checklist at you, let's walk through the pieces that actually matter, especially on product pages. Starting off with titles, URLs, and meta descriptions. Your title tag is still one of the strongest on-page signals you control. It needs to do two things at the same time. Number 1, clearly tell Google what the page is about. And number 2, make a human actually want to click. The simple structure that works pretty well is primary keyword, hypershort description, and brand. Only include the brand if you can keep it shorter than 60 characters overall, including the spaces. It's not clever, but it's clear, and that's what matters. Second, product descriptions. Humans first, Google second. Meta descriptions don't directly affect rankings, but they do affect clicks, and the better click-through rate, the more clicks you get, means your page position tends to go up. Shopify auto-generates these, but for priority products, manual descriptive meta descriptions are really worth the effort. Thin meta descriptions are one of the biggest e-commerce SEO killers. Copied manufactured text, 2 sentences, nothing really useful. Google sees that, and so do customers. On the other hand, high-performing product descriptions do a few simple things. They explain the benefits, not just the features. They answer obvious objections. They use keywords naturally, not aggressively. The goal isn't to just add keywords into your description. The goal is to write a better explanation for the product for someone who's already interested. Then make sure the primary keyword shows up early. Variations appear naturally. The content is scannable with bullets or short sections. Pages that actually help buyers tend to rank and convert better. Next, images, alt text, and speed. Product images aren't just visual, they're SEO assets. Few basics that go a long way is a descriptive file name, accurate alt text, compressed images for speed. Alt text helps with accessibility, relevance, and even Google Images traffic. And page speed matters here too, especially on mobile. Faster pages keep people around longer. That supports your rankings and your conversions. For hyper-competitive terms, faster pages can result in position 1 ranks like it did for our outdoor lighting client. Internal linking. Internal links tell Google which pages you care about. If your best products are hard to find internally, Google treats them the same way. So link to priority pages from your collection pages, from your related products, from your blog content, and use descriptive anchor text, not that generic click here anchor text. Next, reviews and structured data. Reviews matter more than people realize. They build trust, they improve conversions, and from an SEO standpoint, they keep pages fresh with real language from customers. Structured data, also called schema, helps Google show things like price, availability, reviews. They don't guarantee better rankings, but they do help you win clicks once you rank. And once you've made those changes, there's one more step most people skip. They assume Google's just going to notice all your hard work, and it usually doesn't. So the next step is making sure your updates are actually seen. Step number 5, make sure Google actually sees your updates. This part is simple, and it's skipped way more often than it should be. After you optimize a product page, a lot of people just wait. They assume Google's going to crawl it. They assume they're going to get picked up. They assume their rankings are just going to update on their own. And sometimes they do. Oftentimes they don't. So you want to shorten that feedback loop with Google. The fastest way to do that is through Google Search Console. After you update a product page, use the URL inspection tool, Request Indexing. That tells Google, hey, this page changed, come take a look. You should also make sure your sitemap is submitted. Page isn't blocked by no index tags, nothing weird is happening on your robot's text file. Shopify handles most of this fine by default, but Search Console is how you can catch issues early and make sure your work is not invisible. SEO is not instant, but indexing delays shouldn't be the reason things get stuck. Once that's handled, there's one final mindset shift that helps long-term. Step number 6, competitor reality check. When it comes to SEO, your competitors aren't other Shopify stores you follow on Instagram. They're whoever's ranking on page 1 above your store. Those pages have already passed Google's organic filter. So instead of guessing what good SEO looks like, you can just look. When you review top-ranking product pages, ask, how detailed is the content? What's in the titles and headings? Do they include FAQs, reviews, or a video? How's the page visually structured? This isn't copying, this is benchmarking. Google has already shown you what it prefers. The stores that win long-term aren't the ones chasing hacks. They're the ones aligning their product pages with a proven page structure that Google likes. Product SEO is the foundation. Once that's solid, everything else, technical SEO, content, authority, has something to build on. And when those pieces start working together, the math changes. Setting up a Shopify site the right way is the first step to making all this work long-term. If you want to walk through on how to structure your Shopify store, so it's actually set up to scale before you even worry about traffic or SEO, I broke that down in another video, Boost E-commerce Sales Sustainably. You can click that right here to watch it, and I'll walk you through the exact strategies and common mistakes to avoid. All the best.